Y'all, Triple H is going to ruin wrestling soon, okay? I know John Cena's arc this year is supposed to be, I'm here to ruin wrestling, you know what I'm saying? I'm turning heel and all that stuff. But the guy who's actually going to ruin wrestling is going to be Triple H. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, you know, TKO, The Rock, Stop. TKO putting extra ads on the ring mat and having more commercials and then also having more PLEs, right? That does not make 4 million viewers turn away from the product. How do you have 6 million globally and now you're in the mid 2 millions? You understand what I'm saying? And again, people saying that it's TKO's fault, like this is just such a biased argument to try and defend Triple H and try and defend WWE in any way possible. The truth is, all of these Saturday Night Main events, the extra PLEs we're getting now every year, like I guess every month, like one extra every month. If all of these shows were at least solid or very good and the shows in between actually mattered and were intriguing, no one would be complaining about more PLEs. Just think about the quality of Evolution. Now, if we were getting that type of quality as a bare minimum for all the PLEs, and then shows like Mania, Rumble, Chamber, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series were excellent or amazing, just imagine that literally no one would be complaining about the quality of the shows. No one would care that we were getting 50 PLEs because they'd all be good. But when you have a situation where, like I've been saying, if you skipped every Raw and SmackDown this year and only watched the PLEs, you will have missed nothing, and even the PLEs themselves are bad. Most of them are bad. And the best case scenario you'll get this year is them being maybe mid, and that is unacceptable. Stop blaming TKO when you know if they were booked better and the shows were entertaining and the wrestlers were doing their jobs and everything was great, no one would be complaining about having an extra Saturday Night Main event every other month. TKO having extra ads is not turning away 3 to 4 million viewers. You know what I'm saying? It's not making the product week to week worse with the booking. It's not the cause of the issue of us having no stars anymore. It's not the cause of the issue of us having repetitive, the same matches every week. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not on TKO's fault, it's Triple H's fault. Stop blaming TKO when it's Triple H. Because the sad reality is, after you watched last night's Raw and you saw that main event segment, you saw Roman Reigns and Bron Breakker in the ring together, and you realize the fact that Roman Reigns is by far the most over person in the entire wrestling industry. I respect you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Roman Reigns is the most over dude in the entire industry. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's never there. That lets you know three things pretty much. Number one, Roman Reigns is obviously the greatest of the generation. We get that. Number two, there are no, and I mean no superstars in WWE that are on his level, despite the fact that they're showing up more than he is. And on top of that, the third thing that it shows you is that Triple H has not done a great job at developing any other talent on the show. And this is becoming a problem, and it's going to become a further issue because guys like Roman Reigns are on their way out. I'm sure you guys saw the video of him yeeting after the show with Jey Uso. He was yeeting with Jay after last night's episode because he's having fun. He knows that he's in his last few years. He's just trying to have fun and soak in the immense love from the crowd. And John Cena soon, after he turns face, I'm sure soon, will probably be doing the same thing. You get what I mean? So once that's being established, we now have to look at the next generation of people. And every single person in the next generation are all mid-card jobbers. You have to go down the list and realize Triple H has not built any new stars. Heck, he hasn't even built any new mid-carders. And the young people with talent or the stars that already semi-exist, they're not growing at all. And this is becoming a massive issue. Cody Rhodes, for example, before we even talk about Cody Rhodes, Dr. Libations, and all these other jobbers, these upper card dudes that are allegedly, amazing, you know what I'm saying, some of the best wrestlers on the planet, like they called Gunther last night. Again, whenever someone is actually that great, no one on commentary should actually have to tell you every single week how great they are. When Cody was champ, why are you constantly telling me he's QB1? He's the North Star of the industry. He's the best champion. You know what I'm saying? He's amazing. He's this, he's that. What are you talking about? Why are you telling me that Gunther is one of the best wrestlers on the planet 7 times in the first 10 minutes of an episode? Why? Because deep down, you know he isn't. When The Rock or Stone Cold used to come out during the Attitude Era, or when Cena came out in his prime, or when Orton came out, or Triple H, or even when Roman was coming out in the first couple years of his reign until like the latter few months, nobody was calling this dude, hey, Roman Reigns is one of the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of the era. No one was saying, hey, John Cena is the greatest of all time when he was in his prime. It's ridiculous. Start understanding that the reason they're telling you how great these people are instead of showing you while they're actually having them wrestle more than one time a month is because they know they're not that good. And another aspect of Triple H ruining wrestling is simply the fact that Triple H has been reported on multiple occasions. I've covered the videos. You can look at my channel for the last few weeks, last month, basically. I covered the video, you know what I'm saying, from Seth Rollins, basically talking about how he was worried about the future of the industry because of how things are being ran by the higher-ups. Obviously, Rhea Ripley mentioned in her interview with Chris Van Fleet, basically saying how a lot of things were not prepared. Certain storylines that she was in were not prepared. And obviously, a lot of the times when she was champion, she said it herself, she wasn't wrestling and she wasn't booked to do anything. And therefore, all the online pressure and the people saying Rhea Hogan and Rhea this, you know, and hating on her, it got to her because she didn't have a chance to prove her skills and she was rusty when it came to in-ring work because there's no live events and things of that nature. It's all coinciding. People like Undertaker have, you know, said that this version of WWE now is soft. We are getting multiple people who are in the top positions inside of this industry who are calling out Triple H indirectly and basically saying that there is an issue here. The Rock, right after Mania 41, basically said on the Pat McAfee show that he would have booked the whole Cena heel turn and you know, how the Mania 41 main event went through. He would have booked it differently, and it probably would have been much better. I mean, how can you get worse than 0 out of 10 content like Triple H put on with Cena and Cody? You know what I mean? So it's like, this is just a commonality now that we have to understand and we have to accept. And with the WWE Unreal show that's coming out, I think next week, bro, they're going to start exposing storylines and exposing kayfabe. I'm okay with pulling the curtain back in certain aspects, but when you're completely ripping the curtain off to show us how every little thing is done, some of the magic is likely going to be taken away from the product. Unless the product is that good week to week and that entertaining, the actual aura and the mystique behind the WWE that still has left, there's still a little bit of mystique left, obviously, when it comes to pro wrestling. Once you pull that back, it's arguably going to be a massive detriment to the company. And then you factor in the declining viewership, the declining ratings, the repetitive matches, people turning away because of the poor quality of the product. Like, this is largely on Triple H's back. And we have to just understand that and be honest about the situation. This isn't something that we can just make excuses for and blame on somebody else. This is on Triple H largely, and you need to call it like it is. The only way we can make progress is by calling out the honesty. And like I've been saying for months at this point, the main issue with this boils down to the fact that all of the older guys, right, the all-time greats, the main eventers, the legends of WWE. I'm talking your John Cena, who's going to retire after, I think, the next we have 4.5 months left of John Cena, man. That's just sad when you think about it, bro. All the times that John Cena has made us laugh, made us cheer, put on good matches, electric promos, tell amazing stories, and that all-time great, the GOAT, in my opinion, that guy is going to be done at the end of the year. Roman Reigns, the greatest of this era, is going to be done probably in the next couple years. CM Punk, same thing. You know, Randy Orton, same thing. You can just keep on going down the list. Any upper card all-time great guy is going to be done soon, man. Even people who are considered as good, you know, great wrestlers in this era, like Cody and Rodington, those dudes are both going to be done soon. You get what I mean? Like Seth Rollins said himself, he's got a few more years. Like I think he said he's got like 4 or 5 more years left, and he said that like last year, I believe, so he's going to be done. Cody Rhodes is in his early 40s, so he's maybe got a few years left in the tank as well. Like, dude, it's over. And these dudes who are stars now are not booked well. Rollins' faction sucked. Unfortunately, he's injured, you know what I'm saying? So that's that. I mean, it might be a work, but I really doubt it's a work because it wouldn't make sense if it was a work. So that's that. But Rollins is injured now. His faction was garbage before he got hurt. Cody Rhodes has been booked like a jobber, even though he was champion and then he wasn't champion, and he's just not interesting. He's not engaging. He hasn't grown or developed at all. What about Cody Rhodes has grown or developed at all in the last year and a half? Please tell me. Someone please explain to me what's happened. Nothing's changed. He's still boring on the mic. He doesn't cut good promos consistently. He doesn't tell great stories, and he's had the same monotonous and boring feuds and matches. And the thing is that he hasn't wrestled many matches. He had 10 title defenses in a 400-day title reign. What are we doing at this point? May not have been 400 days. It was like around 400, but you get the point, man. It's the same stuff, okay? It's ridiculous. Rhea Ripley. I am so tired of Rhea Ripley's nonsense. Every single week, it's the same thing. Someone's getting double teamed or something like that, and Rhea Ripley has to come out to the ring, riptide them or slam them on the mat, and then stand tall, get a big pop, and then it's over. You play your music. This is my brutality. I'm gonna take my baton and never lost. Yeah, like what are you doing? That's not a story. If you have Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley and you know that these are your top people outside of those top guys like Punk or Roman or Cena or Orton, then why in the world are you booking them this poorly? Cody Rhodes never has anything interesting to offer. He's never that entertaining. He barely wrestles. Rhea Ripley comes out, she barely wrestles. They showed the stat at Night of Champions. Rhea Ripley, I believe, has maybe had, what was the match list? It was like, it's somewhere in like around 20 or less than 20 matches in the last like 500 to 600 days, bro. Like, that's unacceptable, man. What are we doing at this point? Like, be honest with yourself. She's not wrestling. How has Rhea Ripley developed as a storyteller or mic worker in the last year or two? Thank you. Now let's move on from her, because at the end of the day, nothing is happening here. She comes out and she riptides people and walks away and gets a pop. That is not building a story. That is not building a character. That is not getting her more over than she already is. It's just not working. You have to understand, and this is a very sad reality that I brought up on multiple occasions. The mainstream, if they know Rhea Ripley, it's more likely that they know her for her goon-related images, you know what I'm saying, and her gooner-related activities on the internet, on Twitter and Instagram, whatever, than they do her actual wrestling and promo and storytelling ability as a performer. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just the fact. If you ask the average person, yo, bro, you know Rhea Ripley? They're probably going to bring up like her IG pics or her tweet pics or the stuff she does at live events, giving Nia Jax stink faces and twerking on people. That's the facts. We're just being honest here. That's my goal. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. You get me? So if you're not a fan of what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you have two choices. You can do nothing and like it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm just giving you the honesty, the truth that you need to hear. And then we move on from Rhea Ripley. You have Gunther, who's told to us that he's one of the best wrestlers on the world. When is the last time you have seen Gunther have a great to excellent match? Because again, he's the ring general. His whole gimmick is having amazing matches, right? So when is the last time you've seen him have an amazing match? But I mean, seriously, but be honest with yourself. The match at SummerSlam last year versus Damian, I thought was a very good match. After that, what did he do? What did he do? Last year at King of the Ring, he had a solid match with Orton. Then he had a good match with Damian 3 months later. And then since then, he's had no notable great/amazing matches as far as I'm concerned. I haven't seen any of them. And that was a year ago. And this is the dude who's being told to me he's one of the best wrestlers alive. Has cut no great promos since then. Has wrestled Patrick McAfee in a close match. Wrestled a 60-year-old Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Goldberg. You know what I'm saying? The legend retiring. You get me? But still, this is what this dude, he got tapped out by Jey Uso, a former tag team guy. Do you understand how embarrassing this is? And this is the guy that's supposed to come out here. He has no major heat. He sells no tickets. He puts no extra butts in seats. He's not entertaining. And the report said it themselves. I showed you the report. The higher-ups do not believe in this dude to be a world champion because he's not a draw. And this dude is telling, and we're telling, Corey Graves and Michael Cole and Triple H and Gunther and CM Punk even on the mic have to tell us that this dude is one of the greats in the world? What? Like, be honest here, man. This is stupid. Drew McIntyre, I can't stop thinking about Punk. He was actually on a Logan Paul podcast, the Impulsive podcast. I think it was today or yesterday. So I'm going to be breaking down some of the stuff he said because he was kind of talking trash about the current industry as well. So I'll be making a video on him probably this week as well, probably tomorrow actually. So that's that. However, you have guys like him who are undisputedly one of the top talents in the company. You look at him, he's an absolute physical specimen. He's athletic. He knows how to cut promos. He can tell stories. He's entertaining. And Drew is obviously a really, really good in-ring performer. And for some odd reason, this dude is in a tag match with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll and Logan Paul. How is this possible? Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre could actually be in their own mid-card to upper-card level feuds or matches for SummerSlam, but instead they're shoved into some stupid tag team, and you can't complain about it because Triple H is the one who booked the match. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody at TKO, like The Rock or anybody, would sit back there and be like, man, you know what? I'm thinking about SummerSlam 2 months in advance, and I want to see Jelly Roll fight someone. Yeah, that is awesome. Like, nobody says that. And it's unacceptable to believe otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? So that's that. Drew McIntyre has all the talents in the world, and he's booked like a jobber. He got concertoed by Damian Priest and left knocked out at Saturday Night Main Event, so he splits matches with Damian Priest. He got pinned earlier this year by Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, the asshole, let me add that. And then he also got eliminated from the Rumble, I think, by Priest, and then I think he got, chokeslammed at Elimination Chamber by Priest. You get the point. Drew McIntyre has been consistently buried pretty much all year, and that's one of your top talents, man. How can you do that? LA Knight, Los Angeles Knight. This dude has been buried beyond belief. He is now booked as a jobber. A year ago, he was winning U.S. titles at SummerSlam in a really cool and really good feud, in my opinion, with Logan Paul. Now you fast forward, he's probably not even going to get on the card at SummerSlam. LA Knight has wrestled, I think, the most matches of any WWE superstar this year when you include both live events and TV matches. And even if I think it's just TV matches only, he's had the most, honestly. And he obviously is one of the most over wrestlers in the company. He obviously is a great entertainer. He's good on the mic. He knows how to tell stories, and he's very solid in the ring, and it's like he's getting better week over week in the ring too, developing his arsenal and his moveset, and the reward he gets for that is being a jobber who does nothing. This dude ran in that last week at a gauntlet match and somehow couldn't beat a Bron Breakker who had already been through, 1 or 2 matches at that point, and he had a Bron Breakker in the match had a hurt shoulder, allegedly in the storyline, obviously, and LA Knight still couldn't beat Bron Breakker. But he just pinned Seth Rollins at Saturday Night Main Event. Yes, Rollins was injured, but if you pin Seth Rollins, one of the top guys in the company, how in the world do you manage to somehow lose to an injured Bron Breakker? The burying of LA Knight is absolutely beyond belief. I don't think he can come back from it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to happen, bro. Then you have Dominic Mysterio. Had an electric Intercontinental Championship match at Mania in the Fatal 4-Way. Won it. Got a great pop. And since then, he's had, 1 or 2 matches in nearly 4 months? Like, what? How can you build someone who has a great moment like that, and from that moment, they get worse? That's all on the booking. There's no one else to blame there except for Triple H. Dominic Mysterio has not been, actually injured for real. You know what I'm saying? It's been a storyline, okay? So he hasn't been defending, he hasn't been cutting promos, and he hasn't been developing any skills. So someone who gets to have a good moment like that eventually is just going to go down in quality because Triple H is not booking them to do anything. Tiffany Stratton, she has not developed at all as a storyteller or mic worker literally at all this year. At all, man. And we already know that her title reign has been nothing. She fought Nia Jax, she fought Bayley, and she had a one-off with Charlotte. That's it. She's done nothing in this championship reign. It's not memorable, it's forgettable, it's bland, it's boring, and it's borderlining on being very bad. You get what I mean? So it is what it is. Bron Breakker, we'll talk about him. This is the last dude I'll talk about. This dude has been booked like a mid-card jobber, and now all of a sudden he gets a power boost, and now he's running gauntlet matches, he's spearing Roman Reigns. It's like, dude, stop. Stop. He got pinned by Jey Uso and Sami Zayn clean last year, man. No power boost has happened since then. So stop the nonsense, bro. It's just the facts. You can go watch. There was a recent promo from last night on Raw during one of the commercial breaks on Netflix. Trick Williams cut a promo on The Undertaker. I recommend you go watch this video. You watch Trick Williams in this promo segment, and you watch what he did here in this video, and how electric the crowd was, and how great he was speaking in the charisma that he showed, and you compare that promo to someone like Bron Breakker, who's been on the main roster for a year and a half, and you tell me which one was more entertaining. You tell me which one was better. You tell me who looks like they have more gravitas. Like, just look at it, man. Trick Williams is better than Bron Breakker. It's crazy to say it, but it's facts. Yes, Bron Breakker is more athletic. I understand that. But what else does he do better? He's not more over than Trick Williams, arguably, because of the whoop that trick stuff, and obviously the Booker T stuff. Trick Williams has more charisma. He's better on the mic. He's probably a better storyteller. And in-ring, Trick Williams has honestly probably put on more good matches in the last year. The triple threat he had with Obafemi and Javon Evans is better than any single match that Bron Breakker has had all year. So, what are we measuring this off of? And Trick Williams, with those gifts, is sitting in NXT right now. Do you see what I'm saying? Triple H has no enthusiasm or no effort and no creativity or no skill to build superstars. And because of that, once the other superstars are actually done, it's over. It's over. It's done for, man. And that's just the facts. And there's nothing you can say really in argument of it. It just is what it is. And so we have people like him. Austin Theory could have been at least a really good mid-card face. And Triple H has booked this dude to be a jobber. He's wrestling main event matches. And now he's allegedly injured. So the whole thing built up with him and Waller is just done now. And Carmelo Hayes is sitting in catering most weeks. He's not doing anything. But Bron Breakker, who has the cookie-cutter promo skills, he botches moves in ring, but he's very athletic, and he gets people to bark, and now he's getting main event spots. It's like, dude, I don't... In what universe is Bron Breakker better than Drew McIntyre or LA Knights or even Trick Williams at this point? Or even Dominic Mysterio? And you guys know I think Dominic Mysterio is overrated, and even him, I would say, has probably a better chance to be a star than Bron Breakker at this point. And you're telling me, and even Carmelo Hayes as well, of course, and you're telling me that Bron Breakker is getting main event spots over them, and he's still being booked mediocrely even in that process. Listen, Triple H is a fraud, and he is going to kill wrestling, because once these draws leave and there's no one else, nothing else to watch, you're going to have to fill people in those places, and Triple H clearly is not doing that. So at the end of the day, we have to respect it for what it is. We have to show some respect to you. No, we're going to show some disrespect to Triple H because he's doing a terrible job, and that's all I have to say about this matter. He is going to continue to kill wrestling because his booking is detrimental to everyone, and the main reason is because Triple H has not built any new stars, and he has no idea on how to do so, and that is going to leave WWE in the dust once guys like Roman, Punk, Orton, and Cena say goodbye for good. Thank you guys for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out, and one love.